Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. So today I want to give you guys a little bit of a different style of video. I want to highlight a game and particularly a moment that set up to the craziest punish that I've ever experienced in Hearthstone Arena. And I don't think it'll fall short of that. It was at an 11-win game state, so it was maximum high stakes in terms of arena. And I'm going to pop up during the very interesting, the very tense moments of the final stages of the game, so I can explain my thought process, because it is actually very complicated, and I want to really highlight my mistakes, and so you guys understand how these things generally happen and how things generally don't go according to plan. So unlike probably a lot, or maybe just all of the other videos, you will not be able to fully skip Arena the Kripparrian this time. See you soon.
Goldberg beat Brock Lesnar in 4 moves under a minute or 2. Isn't Goldberg like 50 years old? And I think you're talking about wrestling. Oh, he's 49. Look at that. My sick prediction. I think I might save that. I just don't know what I'm going to weapon up though. Fuck it, I'll just save it.
The light protects me.
Good thing I did save it.
Here we go.
WWE Survivor Series. Goldberg faced Lesnar in jaw-dropping match. Yes, I am sure of that. Very interesting indeed. Okay then.
Here we go.
This might go badly. You recorded that for tomorrow? Alright.
You have been measured. I found wanting.
I'll take you down with me.
I don't have
I'm just scared of like the shaman big minion thing. There it is. The big minion thing. It's +2, right? Yeah. Alright. I guess so.
You want to buy a okay? Power flows through me.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Behold the might of 5-1!
That is a cool card.
For Blackwood!
Thinking about playing the Sea Giant first, but if that doesn't die, I'm gonna be pretty sad. Next turn I'll have 4 mana. Yeah, I gotta take the chance.
too soon.
For the Alliance!
Never lucky.
You're in trouble now.
I smell blood.
Okay. How's it a bad play? It just survived the follow-up turn that I otherwise probably would not have. I don't think there was anything wrong with my play at all.
Thank you.
Fuck, stop drawing crazy shit.
shadows beckon. For Najata. Here we go.
Alright. Wow. That was really weird. Okay. I'm gonna start drawing here.
I got the best deal
This guy's toast.
Darkness. Here we go.
Okay. Fuck. Yes. I have a 3-turn lethal, right? Okay, is there any chance I can lethal him next turn? So if I draw Deadly Poison and Eviscerate, I'll have an additional 8, and then SI7 additional 10. So if I get him to 22, I'll need 12 damage, and I have 14.
Too soon.
Well, there's Flame Tongue, which does 2, but there's nothing that does 3.
So this is the first game state that I want to highlight for you guys. This is a real thinker here, even though it might look pretty straightforward. You know, the obvious play would be, oh, just, you know, kill the stuff on the board, go face, whatever, no big deal, right? Well, it's a little bit more complex than that. You have to keep in mind, on one hand, yes, you really need to finish the game. At 3 HP, you are not able to continue a game very long against a shaman, particularly at 11 wins, because shamans who are at high wins usually have a lot of removal, either through direct damage or through weapons, and usually both of those things would tend to kill a rogue at 3 HP. So really the goal here is not necessarily to just, you know, minimize risk and kill everything on the board, but it's also to end the game as absolutely quickly as possible. So the game state is very interesting because there is an opportunity to set up a 2-turn lethal. Now, it's not a huge opportunity, but it is in fact one. So what I'm referring to is my opponent is at 30 HP. I'm capable of doing 8 face damage to him, putting him at 22. And next turn, I'll have the 4 plus the 4 plus the 6 from the soon-to-be 3/3 Shade and SI7. So I have 14 damage for the next turn, and I have 8 for this turn. So I'm 8 short. So the question is, can I come up with 8 damage? And the answer is that yes, I can indeed come up with 8 damage. It is very complicated, but if you look at the remaining deck list, it's possible by drawing a Deadly Poison or an Eviscerate into the other Deadly Poison or Eviscerate, because I have the Auctioneer, which draws cards, into the SI7, and this is 9 extra damage, and being 8 short, I'm able to, though not very likely, I'm able to actually end the game next turn in a pretty small percentile situation, probably like 2-3%, but still I can do that if I leave my opponent's totem on the board. So what is the risk of leaving the healing totem on the board? So the primary risk, the actually realistic thing, is the Spirit Claws, the 1 damage weapon that becomes a 3 damage weapon if you roll a spell damage totem. Well, if he has 1 totem already in play, you increase the chance that happens, by just that little bit more. Really, that's probably the biggest risk. The only card that would buff a minion by 3 and kill me that otherwise wouldn't if the minion wasn't there. So, if you have just like a spell that does 3 damage, whether I kill the totem or not does not make that difference, right? But there is actually one card that does make that difference, and that card is Bloodlust, which buffs the attack of all your minions by 3, so the totem would gain 3 attack and would have exactly the required amount of damage needed. And if I kill the totem, I don't have to worry about that. So the situation that I'm faced is, do I go for a small percentage 2-turn lethal, or do I give credit for my opponent actually having Bloodlust, which, by the way, is a pretty mediocre to / bad arena card, and you have to consider also that it is 11 wins. Usually players who are at 11 wins do not have these cards, but some of them might, because it is a bit of a synergistic card as well. It's kind of a weird one, but in general, any one card in arena is not going to show up more than 0.6 if you pick it every single time. So even if you would pick Bloodlust every single time, which I hope you guys understand that you almost never would, he'd still have to draw it. And I think at this point he has about 15 cards in his deck or so. So it'd still be kind of that fringe situation. So basically, you can see my decision here shortly. I choose to not give credit for the Bloodlust this time.
Oh, there's Bloodlust. I'm gonna go for the very marginal lethal. I think the chance he top decks a Bloodlust is fair. Damn it. Okay, I actually can still lethal, I think. So Deadly Poison, Weapon Up, Eviscerate, SI7, River Croc. Yeah, I can still get lethal here. It's actually not even that unlikely. Damn.
So this is the big moment where I kind of screw things up. So my opponent rolled a Taunt Totem, and you guys remember my plan from the previous turn. If I drew Eviscerate or Deadly Poison, I was going to go for a 2-turn lethal opportunity. I did draw Eviscerate, so my chances here is actually pretty reasonable. I'd have to draw into Deadly Poison and into SI7. Or so I thought. Later, looking back at the footage, I realized that because my opponent got a Taunt Totem, I'd have to play the River Croc, then Eviscerate face, and then get the Deadly Poison, and then get the SI7. Then I'd have to SI7 the 0/2 Taunt Totem, and I would actually have 21 total face damage and not 22. Not realizing this is the reason why I go for the face play here. I don't quite realize I'm 1 short. I guess I made a mistake in my calculations, and because I had to, kind of figure all that out, see the percentages, and also make sure I have enough mana to pull it off, because I drew Eviscerate instead of Deadly Poison. I have to activate the combo, and I can. So there's a lot of little things I had to get past, I had to verify, and I was in fact wrong on 1 count. And yeah, this happens. Miscounting is a thing in Hearthstone, and I don't think it ended too badly.
Time to die.
Too soon.
Darkness.
And finally, I want to highlight the bit of an error here. There is still a few things to consider. I did make some suboptimal trades in the end because, I was just kind of rushed. The rope factor is pretty real. But at the end here, I chose to once again not give credit for my opponent having Bloodlust because, again, for all the reasons I mentioned earlier, it is a very rare card. And even if he has one, he still has to get pretty lucky in drawing one. The reason you'd go face and not kill the healing totem here is the amount of damage I'd have next turn because of my screw up and poor poor draws with the Eviscerate play, I now would have to extend the game another turn if my opponent drew a medium to big taunt minion. But if I go face, it reduces the chance of that, by quite a bit. And, again, it might be said that having a fairly big taunt minion in an 11-win Shaman deck is probably a lot more likely than Bloodlust. Though, let's see how it ended up.
That was pretty greedy. It was possible for him to lethal. For me to lethal. No! Dude, there's some of you guys with the biggest fucking grin on your faces right now. That's literally the only card that punishes me there for not killing that totem. My Hearthstone just crashed. Did it freeze on the screen too? Yeah. It couldn't fucking take that top deck. Unbelievable. Yeah, I made the mistake in the end there. I should have cleared the totem. I would have had enough damage. I was just like roping and stuff. I was thinking about like very small details, and in the end I fucked it up. So that was totally my bad at the end there, but that is still pretty fucking ridiculous. Hearthstone finds a way to punish me so fucking badly every single time I make a mistake. It's crazy.